So let's start regulation of the respiratory movement. Regulation of respiratory movement is also playing a vital role nowadays, actually, that these kind of questions we are getting. Respiratory movement regulation. So enough importance, these things are also, but here we'll get direct questions. So simple to say that we'll make one after another. So first of all, respiratory rhythm center. Let's talk about respiratory rhythm center. To take black. Respiratory rhythm center. So we'll write like a biodata that make us to understand easily. We'll write like a biodata. First of all, location where this particular respiratory rhythm center is getting located. Respiratory rhythm center is a special center present in the medulla oblongata, a part of the brain. At least you need to remember it at present as a part of the brain, but in coming days, we are going to see all these in detail. Medulla oblongata of brain, location. Okay, then function. What is the function that we need to see? It's there in the name, respiratory rhythm center. There you can understand the function. Primarily responsible for that respiratory rhythm. Primarily responsible for respiratory rhythm center, primarily responsible for regulation, inspiration and expiration. This is regulation. Rhythm means, what is rhythm? What is the meaning of rhythm? Rhythm. Generally, we use this in music, isn't it? Rhythm means the thing which is repeated again and again, we call rhythm. The thing which is repeated again and again. Anything, not only music, people use more in music. Repeated again and again, we call it as rhythm. Okay. So means here doing breakfast is a rhythm because circadian rhythm, we can say that as 24-hour day cycle. Ecology, we discussed it. That means here everything repeated. Based on that, we have, if it is repeated, your birthday will be repeated for a year. Circannual rhythm. We are not going for technical examples. These are examples you people better understand. I can't say that reading every day, maybe the rhythm will be breakdown. If you get a small chance, isn't it? Okay, so respiratory rhythm center. Respiratory rhythm center is located on medulla oblongata, and this respiratory rhythm center is making that regulation of the respiratory rhythm. So simple it seems to be. The confusion will increase when we are going for more other issues. That's a problem actually. So that's why need to be much careful. Second one, I am going here, that is Pneumotoxic Center. Pneumotoxic Center. Okay, so where does the Pneumotoxic Center is located? That means, first of all, we should write the location. Pneumotoxic Center. This is another center present in the pons of the brain stem. That at least you should not ask what is brain stem, sir, because all we are going to get in when we explain the brain in detail, you will get. But brain stem near to the medulla oblongata, pons varoli. Full name, pons varoli. The text is given pons, but full name we are going to learn in neural control chapter. So what it is doing, that location and function, I am writing it along. Location, pons of the brain, pons varoli of the brainstem. What is the function? Moderate the functions of the respiratory rhythm center. Then confusion starts. Moderate the functions of, that is king. This is minister, you can say, who giving suggestion to the respiratory rhythm center. Moderate the functions of Respiratory Rhythm Center, RRC. That means Respiratory Rhythm Center. Okay. So, neural signals from this center. That another function I am writing here. Neural signals from this center. That means brain. That's why signals we can say neural signals only. Neural signals from this center can reduce the duration of inspiration. Can reduce the duration of inspiration. You people need to understand what is meant by reduce the duration. Breath rate increase or decrease? Increase. Very good. Breath rate is increased. Okay. Reduce the duration of inspiration and thereby alter the respiratory rate. So what kind of alteration it is doing then? Increasing or decreasing? Yeah. So that means, let me show you here itself. Imagine this is RRC, Respiratory Rhythm Center, which is there on medulla oblongata. Near to the medulla oblongata, there is pons varoli. Pons varoli, cerebellum ka part it is actually. Then pons varoli. Then what it is doing, what we are saying, Respiratory Rhythm Center can send signals to the pneumotoxic center. Pneumotoxic center will show in the form of PTC. PTC, the protocol. PTC, pneumotoxic center. So what it can do? Moderate the functions of RRC. How? How means that we are shown here. Neural signals from the center can reduce the duration of inspiration and thereby alter the respiratory rate. Thereby alter the respiratory rate. Is it clear? You need to understand this is the king. I can't write here that this is the king. So our minister PTC is giving suggestion. What's the suggestion? This person is running. So you need more breath. So increase the breath rate. Likewise. Okay. Number 3. Chemosensitive area. Chemosensitive area. Okay. So as usual, first of all, we need to write the location. Chemosensitive area, location, where this chemosensitive area is present. So it is situated adjacent to the respiratory center. Situated adjacent to the respiratory center, meaning? Yeah, that's it. Adjacent to the respiratory rhythm center means it is there on medulla oblongata only. So that's why we can write directly medulla oblongata. Location for this is medulla oblongata. And next, function. Function, see that heading once again, chemosensitive area. Chemosensitive area. That means it is sensitive for a chemical. Just to find out what is that chemical, that's all. Carbon dioxide. Very good. Carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions. Highly sensitive. Do you think so? Carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions are separate? Okay, text is giving separately, but do you think so? That can I call here if carbon dioxide is increased, automatically H plus ions will increase? Yes, sir. Yeah, to understand that kind of relation, you people need actually more practice. You see here, if more carbon dioxide, more H plus ions. More carbon dioxide means more dissolution in the water, more carbonic acid, more H plus ions. So it will come by only practice. You people need to practice all this. So highly sensitive to carbon dioxide and hydrogen ions. Okay. So that means here we don't have an external supply of hydrogen ions. As long as carbon dioxide increased over, we get that H plus ion concentration is also going to be increased over. Okay. Increase in these substances, increase in carbon dioxide and H plus ions means what we can understand. If carbon dioxide and H plus ion, agar carbon dioxide and H plus ion ka concentration बढ़ गया तो what we can understand? Because you are using more oxygen. You are using more oxygen. That's why you are having more carbon dioxide and more hydrogen ion. That's so simple. So will activate. Increase in carbon dioxide and H plus ion can activate this center. Which center? Chemosensitive area. So then after what it is doing, that is very important. Can activate the center, which this particular center now can send the signals. This center send the signals, activate the center. Activated center can send the signals too. That is very important. Who is the king?
Respiratory.
Activated center, chemosensitive area. Activated center means send signals to. Who can alter the respiratory rhythm? Respiratory rhythm center. So that's all. So just these are the people which actually can recognize, but they can't take decision. They have to report to the king. The king is that got the information from these people. Okay, from these people, the king got information and he do the necessary action. What is the necessary action? What is the necessary action? You need more oxygen. That is the actual necessary reaction. Means here that duration of inspiration will be reduced over. Breath rate is going to be increased over. That we can see. Okay. Next, number 4. Number 4. Receptors associated with aortic arch and carotid artery. Receptors which are present on aortic arch, aortic arch. Actually, people pronounce this, their of choice, no matter. Here pronunciation is not the matter. Aortic arch. It is difficult to pronounce like that. Aortic arch. Simply ho gaya. Aortic arch, carotid artery, artery or arch. What is arch actually? Arc, arch, whatever. Nothing but bigger vessel. We have names. Bigger one, arch. If size reduced, artery. More reduced, arteriole. More reduced, capillaries. We'll get this in next chapter. Body fluid circulation. Okay, so receptors which are present on the aortic arch and carotid artery, that let me show you. Aortic arch, actual their meaning is that aortic arch meaning this one, left systemic arch. Actual meaning, that according to them, that actual meaning is, we can say both pulmonary arch is also, but actual meaning is left systemic arch. Okay. Carotid artery. Who is carotid artery? An interesting artery which supplies blood to the brain. Means here actually not necessary, that I will show you. The left systemic artery will branch into innominate artery. Innominate artery is branched into internal carotid and external carotid. This internal carotid is going to the brain, external carotid to the remaining phases. Not necessary now. You are going to learn these branches in coming days in MBBS, not now. Just I am showing here. At least you need to understand why only in carotid artery. Because that was an artery which sending blood to the brain. So that's why that should be conscious, isn't it or not? That should be much conscious. Okay. So what it can do? Location. Location actually, we already said about the location. Aortic arch and carotid artery is itself the location, isn't it? But for formality, I am writing here. Formality, I am writing here. Aortic arch and carotid artery. Okay. Then function. Need to see about the function. This is that also recognize. This is also like chemosensitive area. This is also going to recognize changes in. Recognize the changes in carbon dioxide and H plus ion concentration. Means here, whenever the carbon dioxide H plus ion concentration increases, that it can recognize. Okay, after recognition, what it can do? What it can do? Sending the necessary signals. Yeah, send necessary signals to both king and minister. Send necessary signals to king. Who is the king? Respiratory Rhythm Center and Pneumotoxic Center. Sending to both. So that we can say the necessary action will be taken. What is necessary action here actually? Necessary action means simple, that when you are running, whatever you are doing, that is necessary action. Yeah, increase in the rate of respiration. Means here, all these things will happen when you are running, when you are doing exercise, or when you are doing a vigorous work. So what happens when we are doing a certain work? Our breath rate is increased. Means all these actions are happening. You have to understand. Increase in the rate of respiration and depth of respiration. Forcible inspiration we do, isn't it? So that all because of these signals. What signals? Increased carbon dioxide and H plus ion. What it mean increased carbon dioxide and H plus ion? Means here you utilized more oxygen. Yeah, you utilized more oxygen. Then that's why you want more. That's why you formed more carbon dioxide. A very, very interesting item it is. Interesting, okay. But this is going to be a biggest weapon to all the examiners. That's why I'm putting this in box. What is the role of oxygen? From the beginning, actually we are doing, but nothing I explained about the oxygen. I explained only carbon dioxide. What do you think so? The role of oxygen. The role of oxygen in the regulation process. The role of oxygen in the regulation process is in the particular respiratory rhythm is completely insignificant. We should place this somewhere very important area with a very odd color, because this is going to be a bigger question. But we'll take green. Yeah. With your permission. Means whenever you open these notes, it should be clearly visible. The regulation of the role of oxygen. Role of oxygen in regulation of rhythm, respiratory rhythm. Till the time we are saying about only respiratory rhythm, isn't it? Respiratory rhythm is quite insignificant. Is quite insignificant. What it means? Means it is not at all playing any role. There is no role of oxygen. Oxygen is not directly involved in this process. Okay. So let me here. Let me go to the next page. Then if we get a question like this, when the breath rate of person is increased, it is because, here it is the question, it is because, okay. So let me write options here. It is because, option number 1, it is because of increased carbon dioxide and H plus ion concentration, or it is because decreased oxygen levels in the body. Third, both. Fourth, none. Now you answer. That's what I am showing this much. Why? This much time I took here. Immediately after this also people will answer wrong. At least 50% of the classroom. This is the answer. That's it. Means here we don't understand actually. Oxygen is reduced. We'll understand only carbon dioxide is increased. Like that. Got it now? We don't understand your hunger. We understand that I brought family pack biryani, it is over within 10 minutes. I don't understand. With that, I can say at least what I can say. You are in huge hunger, not eating from last 3 days. That's why my jumbo pack is over. So that's it. This is very important. That's why I took this much time here. The role of oxygen in regulation respiratory rhythm is quite insignificant. Oxygen doesn't have any involvement in this particular area. Okay, is it clear about this? Let me show you once again. Respiratory rhythm center, location and medulla oblongata, function primarily responsible for regulation and respiratory rhythm. And the second one, pneumotoxic center, and this pneumotoxic center is a location on the pons of the brainstem, pons varoli of the brainstem. Function moderating the functions of RRC. That means here it increases the breath rate. Simply you can say breath rate. The text lines can reduce the duration of inspiration. Next, chemosensitive area, aortic arch and carotid artery, that receptors which are present there, that aortic arch and carotid artery, and chemosensitive area which is situated adjacent to the medulla. They are very sensitive to the carbon dioxide and H plus ion, and they are providing necessary information to the required people. They are providing necessary information to the required people. Okay, so that's it. So this is about the receptors of carotid arch and aortic artery. Next, we'll conclude the chapter here, that we have to discuss about the respiratory disorders.